Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Monday, December the 18th. Welcome to our video commentary. Well, sometime this week, probably Thursday or Friday, President Trump will be signing the new tax reform package. It'll pass the House, I believe, on Tuesday. It'll pass the Senate maybe Tuesday night or certainly Wednesday, and then it goes over to the White House for the presidential pen. I think this is a great piece of legislation. Nothing is perfect, okay? Don't misunderstand. Nothing is perfect. I'm sure there's something in there that somebody doesn't like. But the idea of cutting the corporate tax rate to 21% is just absolutely fantastic. I think it's going to have a great impact on the American economy. I was looking at a graph today of the top 20 economies in the world, and the average corporate rate is 25%. Our rate until this week was 35%. I mean, so we were way too high to compete with other countries. Bringing it down to 21 is going to have a huge impact on the American economy, and I do believe that you will see growth, or at least a couple of quarters in 2018 of GDP growth of 4%. I'm pretty sure that that's going to happen and make the American economy very, very attractive. And when you're growing at 4%, not only is the economy growing, but you're creating jobs, you're building things, you're manufacturing things, you're paying more taxes, which of course contributes to lowering the debt, the total debt, as well as the federal deficit. So growth is always the best thing. I'm not saying that we shouldn't cut back spending. We are spending too much. There's no question about that. And people like me have been calling for years to do something about the spending. But you got to get a growing economy first. Unless you're growing, everything else, frankly, doesn't matter much. So let's get the economy growing, and then we can take care of some of the other things when we look at this one more time in a couple of years. Now, the biggest disappointment for me has to be the Democrats, who at least up to now have not stood up or signed up to play in this change in the tax form. I understand that in the House, because the House is very polarized. I mean, the House is really, honestly, as polarized as any time it's been in American history. The Senate is a little bit different because you have 5 or 6 Democrat senators up for re-election in 2018 in states where Donald Trump won by 15 or 20 points. West Virginia, Missouri, Indiana, North Dakota, Montana. I mean, in those places, I don't know what these Democrats are thinking, unless they're not going to run. In other words, unless they're gonna retire sometime in the next 6 months or so. But I don't know how these guys go back to their constituents and say, I didn't vote for this because Chuck Schumer didn't let me vote for this. I mean, at some point, I think these Democrats are going to have to explain to the citizens of these states why they decided to support Chuck Schumer rather than a plan that will motivate and increase the American economy. I just don't get it. I don't understand what many of these Democrats are thinking. I was watching Senator Manchin on television. He's from West Virginia, and he was talking about the debt, and he's got a point. I mean, look, I'm concerned about the debt too. Our national debt has been growing in alarming proportions, but do you remember any Democrats going on national television and concerning themselves with the national debt during the Obama years? I mean, do you remember any Democrat going on television and saying that Obama was spending too much money, or that he was adding too much money to our national debt? The fact is, the national debt doubled during the Obama years. Now, that's not all Obama's fault. I don't mean to blame it all on Obama. But the reality is that it did go up, and I don't remember any of these Democrats showing a great deal of concern about that. So, maybe they should look at the big picture rather than simply looking out for their partisan interest. Anyway, I think this is going to be a good piece of legislation. I'm happy for the country. I think 21% corporate rate is going to be absolutely great for the American economy. Thank you for watching. We have all of these videos over at YouTube. We also have them over at my blog as well as Twitter. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.